Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me for the February 2023 Global Leadership Meeting. I have a lot of great updates to share with you today and look forward to hearing updates from your side as well in terms of what's going on in the area of millennials and travel that you manage. So without further ado, we'll just jump right in. First off, just a couple general updates and kind of just overall 2023 looking ahead, making sure that, operationally we're all set up for success. So just want to make sure that everybody's email migration is good. If you have not been able to complete the email migration, please let me know right away. I'm sure all of you that have fully migrated will agree that that the new email is way better than what we had before. So I'm pretty happy with this migration. Hopefully you're not missing emails and everything has gone smoothly. So if you're having any issues at all, please reach out to me and just let me know, or Josh, and we'll make sure to get you all situated. The important thing is, if you haven't done it yet, just make sure that you follow the steps as Josh has laid out in the online setup document that you can find on the leadership landing page. Because if you don't, you might accidentally delete all of your other emails that you have in Outlook. If you're setting up Outlook and migrating with Outlook. So if you do it right, it works beautifully, and you can have your MIT email in your Outlook with your work email or whatever email you have. So just let me know if you have any issues or questions. I wanted to also throw out the idea, and I was going to try to set up a poll in Zoom beforehand, but I ran out of time. But I just want to make sure, that since it's the beginning of the year, that we revisit this day and time and make sure that it works for everyone. If you want to just drop a message in the chat and say, this day works, but I prefer an earlier time, or this day and time does not work, or I would prefer a different day, different time, whatever might work for you, please voice your opinions and let me know, because I want to make sure that we are scheduling these meetings at a time that works best for everyone. I think we set this up on the first Monday of every month, maybe 2 years ago. So we've just been going with that, or a year and a half ago. So just want to make sure that this time still works. So please message me, either email or drop it in the chat on Zoom if you want to, or in the WhatsApp group that we don't have, if you want us to reconsider a different time. I'll do my best to try to schedule something that works for most people. And on that note, I wanted to just also mention that if it's okay with everyone, I'd like to reschedule our March 6th meeting. I have a commitment that day that I can't get out of, reschedule our March 6th meeting to March 13th. So I'll send an updated calendar invite, but just to give you a heads up on that. Also, just the last call, if you have any updates for the bios or photos on our website, obviously we know things could change and you could change jobs in a month or 2 months. And of course, we'll gladly update the website at that time, but please take a look at your bio and your photo on the Millennials and Travel website and let me know if you'd like to make any updates to that. Also, last call for any updates to the leadership contact form. I've included the link there to make it really simple. Just want to make sure that I'm getting our chapter officers to really utilize that tool to reach out to our managers directly when they have questions about the different areas of the organization. So please just take a moment to make sure that your information is up to date on the leadership contact form. And then also for our new WhatsApp group. So you might recall that we had a Facebook group where we would drop kind of reminders of the meetings and other quick updates. We've now migrated away from that Facebook group. I'm going to be closing that one down, and we have a WhatsApp group. If you haven't already joined the WhatsApp group, please do so via the link listed there. WhatsApp works really well because you can have it on your phone and on your desktop. If you have any questions or need help with accessing the chapter leadership, or sorry, the global leadership WhatsApp group, let me know. And then also wanted to share that I revamped, reorganized, restructured the leadership landing page. Hopefully you're all able to access the leadership landing page. You know, it's a quick resource and a guide for anything that you need for millennials and travel. So take a look. I think it's a little more conducive in terms of the way things are categorized and laid out. So hopefully that all works for you. And if you feel that there's something missing or have any questions, of course, reach out if you need any help. Okay, jumping over to events. We are seeking an events manager still, but I've had 2 really great interviews and I have 1 more this Friday. So hopefully we'll make a selection soon for somebody to come on board. to help manage our events. Primarily, the chapters will still continue to manage their events, but this will be for managing any events that we have in conjunction with a conference or any pop-up events. And we are also, Josh and I are working on a plan to do a month-long celebration in March for the 10-year anniversary of Millennials in Travel. I can't believe it's been 10 years, but we launched this organization 10 years ago, and we have so many other events and FAMs planned already for March. So we thought it'd be a great time to kind of make that a month-long celebration for the 10-year anniversary for the organization. So stay tuned for some updates on that. For the chapter events, New York, Charleston, and Vancouver have just had events in the last week or so. All went really well, nice turnout, great partnership. We're seeing like really great partnerships, like Vancouver partnered with Tourism Los Angeles and Air Canada and gave away a trip for 2 to LA. Canadians, you know, they're cold and they love the idea, so everybody turned out to win a trip to LA. The New York event was at the TWA Hotel, which was super cool. And Charleston is doing a great job with consistently partnering with supplier partners for their networking events. So they all did a great job. Natalie, I know that I believe New York owes you pictures and a recap. Vancouver owes you a recap as well. Feel free to reach out to them or let me know if you don't hear from them.
Okay. Yes, correct, to both. And then I'll post those once I have them. I'll do them separately. I'm trying to give every event like their own recap versus,
I love it.
You know,
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, and
merging.
sometimes I think with the chat, you know, they follow through on all the tasks leading up to the event, and then they have an event, and then they forget about the post event tasks. So sometimes they just need a little bit of prodding, and it's always me that's reminding them. So anytime if you want to reach out, just reach out. You can do NYC at and YVR at, and just say you need a brief recap. They might respond better to you than me.
I'll send them out tonight. Okay, sounds good.
Cool, thank you. So we have a lot of events coming up in February and March, and I think there might even be a couple more still in the works. It's been a lot to keep up with, but we're getting there. We've got Los Angeles is having a really cool event on February 16th. I wish I could attend. Please tell any travel advisors you know in Los Angeles. This February 16th event is exclusive just to travel advisors, so it's outside of our normal quarterly networking events. It's just for travel advisors. It's with Aero, which is a private aviation company, and it's at the Van Nuys Airport, and it's going to be like on one of the jets and in the guest lounge. So it'll be a really cool event on February 16th. San Diego has again, on the subject of great partnerships, San Diego is doing a surf and ski themed event on February 23rd. It's going to be at Belmont Park, which is an amusement park and attraction in San Diego. And that's going to be in partnership with a Vail Hotel, the Hythe Hotel in Vail, and the Clio Hotel in Denver. So it's like this surf, San Diego, ski, Vail, Denver theme. So it'll be really fun. Please spread the word on those events. Miami is still working on kind of regrouping and getting their chapter together. So they've opted to have a virtual event on March 8th, which will be, tune in, bring your favorite drink, hear about what's in store for Millennials in Travel, South Florida. So they're putting that together, and that will be March 8th. Hopefully it generates a lot of interest, which will then lead to a launch event. They also have plans, as does Los Angeles, San Diego, and Miami, all have plans in the works for a co-branded event with Tourism Australia and Destination New South Wales. And we'll talk a little bit more about those partners in a moment on another initiative that we're doing. Charleston has a networking event on March 15th. This one's also really exciting because it's in conjunction with our Charleston FAM, which is going to be going live tomorrow. So the Charleston FAM is March 13th to the 16th. And so they're going to have an event with the FAM participants and then anyone in Charleston on the 15th. And on March 16th, Los Angeles will have an event as well. And we're going to try to allocate some funds and make these events that are happening in March and any others that come to us and that we add to the agenda, have them have a focus to celebrate the 10-year anniversary as well. Hold on just a moment. I'm going to admit one person into the waiting room. And Elizabeth, I see your question here. Is Dan J heading that? Sorry, I don't know which which event you're asking.
Oh, sorry, for Aero for Los Angeles.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure who's in charge. I mean, I could look at, that sounds familiar. I think it is a Dan. But Nick, who's the officer of events in LA, would have all the details.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I can check on that for you though. But that event's going to be really cool. I'm excited for them. They only have a few RSVPs, so hopefully we get some more. I'm sure people just are thinking that they have to drive to Van Nuys for it. So looking at you, Kate. I think it'll be a fun event either way. Okay, switching over to FAMs. I think Kim just joined us. Kim, are you there? Maybe. Hi, there you are.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you. I'll just give a quick update if that's all right for FAMs. I know Abby couldn't join us tonight, but we've got Kim and Abby tirelessly working on the many FAMs that we have coming up. So we've got the Bahamas FAM happening in March. Applications are closed, but we may have 1 or 2 spaces available simply because we had to reschedule the dates and the new dates didn't work for some of the people. So if you know anyone interested, and I should have put the dates on here, but they're all on the website. So you can just go to the Millennials in Travel website under professional development, look at the FAMs page. I think it's 13, I can't remember right now, but the FAMs are all listed there. So if you know anybody that might be interested in participating in the Bahamas FAM, let me know. Kelly, who I'm sorry, I should have introduced at the very beginning of this call, but Kelly is our new digital content manager and also our officer of communications for Nashville. And she's actually going to host this FAM, which is super exciting. And it's in partnership with Bennett and Mercado, a really great partner of ours. They're a rep company with a great collection. So if you know anyone interested, we have a couple spots still on that one. Columbia, the invitation just went out today. Applications are now live. We are in need of a host for this one. It's also in March. It's 6 nights in Medellin and Bogota. So it should be a really great FAM. And then of course you can add on your own pre or post if you'd like. Since it doesn't include Cartagena, we wanted to leave it open-ended so people could add that on if they wish. So if you're interested in hosting the Columbia FAM, reach out to me or to Kim. And if you know anyone interested, please encourage them to visit our website and apply. And then Charleston FAM in partnership with Wild Dunes Resort is happening in March as well. That invitation is going out tomorrow. And that will be 2 nights at the Wild Dunes Resort, which is, I believe, about an hour outside of Charleston, if I'm not mistaken. And then it'll include 1 night in Charleston. And as I mentioned earlier, there will also be a Charleston chapter event, networking event in conjunction with that FAM. Any questions on FAMs or events?
Yeah, so we had talked about doing San Miguel.
Yes.
And did that fizzle or do I need to resurrect? Where are we standing with that?
I'm really glad you mentioned that. I just actually looked today and I was like, I still hadn't heard from Eduardo. I emailed him, I think, once in October, once in November, once in December, and hadn't heard anything. So I actually just sent him an email tonight or earlier today, and then I asked him if we don't hear back from him to actually touch base with you to see if there's if we should kind of just let it go or if there's still interest. So
can you just forward it to me? And
yeah, I will.
Escalate to the other team. Thank you.
Yep, I will. Because I would love to do that one. I know there was talks about perhaps like combining it with Mexico City, but that's a really great one. We definitely want to do that. So perfect timing. Thanks for asking about that. I'll forward the email to you, Elizabeth.
Yep, and then just for future months, are we looking still to fill? Is that because we are okay.
Yeah, we've got we have the ones we have in the works, one for St. Kitts, the San Miguel de Allende, Hawaii, and the Australia one we're shifting, which I'll explain in a moment, to actually just kind of being a joint campaign. And then Jordan might come later in the year. South Africa will come later in the year. So we really, we have availability like April, May, June. So if you have any ideas or suggestions for your properties.
Yeah, I'll shoot to ours. And then also our friend that was at Shangri-La is now with Auberge, and Auberge are doing considering
Yeah.
that they're, obviously taking on so many new properties. So
Uh-huh.
let me connect with him and see if he wants to pick something up.
That would be awesome. And if anyone has any other ideas or suggestions for FAMs, please bring them our way. This, ideally we want, and if you think there's a destination that we should be offering, let me know. Oh, we also have one in the works for Canada. I want to make sure that we make that one really interesting for people. So I've been kind of working with some of the members of our Vancouver chapter team to find something other than just doing a couple nights in Vancouver and Whistler, and perhaps offering a train rail journey as part of it, perhaps visiting one of the wine regions and kind of like trying to create a little bit more of an enticing itinerary. So that one's still in the works as well. Kim, did I miss anything for FAMs?
I think that covers what we've talked about for the year.
Okay, cool. All right, so Elizabeth, I'll follow up with you on those. All right, no major updates for operations. Now that we have the new Microsoft 365 hosted email, though, I'm thinking that we can have a shared calendar through Microsoft 365, and that will take care of our problem. And we can, individually upload any of our out of office dates that were not available for Millennials in Travel, or any other, or any of our events, communication schedule, etc. So just stay updated on that, or stay tuned for that, for updates on that. I'll pass it over to Kate to talk now for membership.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Yeah, Moni already put everything together here in terms of the data, but I'll just run through it. It's always kind of fun to see where people are signing up to become members, in cities that we do have chapters, and other ones we definitely don't yet, but a lot that are on the list. So we now have 3,315 contacts on the database, which is up a bit from last month or from December. And yeah, so 43 new dues paying members, 17 of them added on membership to an event, which is a lot. So it means obviously, because we've been having a lot of events, people have been doing that. And you can see here, Vancouver, ton with like 18. I think that's the most for any one city since I've been tracking.
I think it is too.
Yeah, so a ton of people in Vancouver, which is super exciting. Our first official non-US chapter, so they're doing a great job. 4 in New York, 4 people in Charleston for membership, 2 in Baltimore, 2 in LA, 2 in Atlanta, and then 1 each from all over: Kahului, Hawaii, Knoxville, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Greensboro, Hartford, Boston, and then a few internationals: Montreal, Bogota, and London. So yeah, it's something that we kind of track if we're getting a lot of interest in one certain city. I know Moni is in charge of, rounding up and kind of figuring out where the next chapters will be, but a lot of good interest and, a lot of signups this last month in January. So it's been going well.
Yeah, it was really great. And just also want to point out that the difference in new contacts in our database is only 62 people, but that's because you get new people that sign up as members. So 43 are dues paying members. Some are just sign up. They've just signed up to be in our database and on our mailing list. But then also we have to take into consideration that, Kate, you're actively removing people, right?
Yeah. So that's something else I always do on the back end, like on a weekly, monthly, sometimes I'll go in every few days. Like deduping people. We sometimes get unsubscribes. Sometimes people, change their contact info. So I'm like constantly trying to like weed out and like just make the database cleaner, whenever possible. So I know we have another bigger project about that in the works, but
yeah. Yes, we do. And so that means we'll probably actually see the total contacts in our database drop in the coming months, because we are going to do a massive cleanup of it. Because, we want to obviously have a clean database. Is better than having just names and random information that is going nowhere in the database. So just stay tuned for that. And thanks, Kate, for maintaining that and keeping us updated on where we stand with membership.
Yeah, for sure.
Kate did mention also, new chapter development, just so everybody knows. Nashville is still coming in the pipeline. We've got a full team there now. We just brought on the 4th chapter officer this week, and they are tentatively planning their launch event, probably for late March or early April, and I believe it's going to be at the One Hotel. So they're working on the plans for that. So that will be the official launch of Nashville with their launch event later this spring. And then also I have a call this Friday with the new team for Houston. So we'll finally be launching in Texas officially with a Houston chapter later this year as well. So stay tuned for news on that. And you know, Kelly and Natalie, of course, I'll you know, ping you on any press releases or communications surrounding that as well. For exclusive benefits, I don't have many updates at this time. That position's available. Again, I have a few interviews scheduled this week, so hopefully we'll have that filled soon. We do still have a number of active benefits available. You can find those on the Millennials in Travel website under the membership benefits section. Amanda, thanks for joining us tonight for professional development. Do you have any updates or anything you'd like to share?
Well, I will say, Brad, I know I missed a couple of meetings, so I know this has been up for a while, but I like the new layout with the job boards that has the links like to those sites that have multiple job postings. I think that that's great. That layout along with the additional posts that are on there for individual jobs. I've been sending contacts out on really a LinkedIn most recently when I'm seeing posts, reaching out to them and asking if we can put it on our board. The board is cleaned up. I know there was a couple that I had put in with Asana. I believe Josh is the one that's still doing that. So there's just two on there that are no longer available. But I didn't know if it was still going to him, but I know that I put those out. That was a little while ago. And when I had looked back last week, they were still up there where the rest, because I try to look, you know, at least once a week to make sure those specific links are not dead. And then the ones that are just Word documents, reaching out to make sure that it's not filled. So, but the rest of them are up to date. But I'm hopeful to get some responses back on the message I've sent on LinkedIn to get some of those posts, because I've seen quite a few good job postings from LinkedIn in the industry.
There's a lot of jobs out there. I can tell you in the last 2 weeks alone, I've been offered 3 different jobs, which is tempting. And also I've been approached by 5 different DMCs saying that they're looking for representation in the US and wanting to bring on someone exclusively. I mean, I don't know what like, I just see it's such an opportunity, not for any sort of like personal gain or for gain for the organization, but like there's so many people hiring right now, and I wish there was something more we could do to help these people and to support, you know, the industry. So, you know, if anyone has ideas, there's just so many jobs out there right now. Please, you know, reach out to me, reach out to Amanda. I would love to like try to find ways to support these suppliers and finding new people.
Yes, because a lot of people are hiring. I've seen like a big uptick with new hires.
Yes, I'm hiring myself. So if anybody wants to come work for Aqua Expeditions, please reach out or send them my way. Now that one is a shameless plug.
Can we do a you know, job alert post and have it as a standing social post you know, every week or every other week or whatever, however the frequency is, but it's a standing post. So every Thursday it's, you know, Thirsty Thursday for jobs.
Thirsty Thursday. that might pull up something else. I don't know if we want to hashtag.
Or maybe when a new post comes out or I get a new post, then that one can be featured like that week that it's on social media. And then of course it's getting put on the platform, but then it's getting, I know stuff's in the newsletter, but just for on social media, because now everyone, you know, is on social media. That's where they find so much. So maybe that could be, you know, do one a week, that just for another presence.
I like the idea. Natalie, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm actually working on, I know we talked about this, Monica, but everything is kind of getting revamped with social media this year and the type of content we want to put out and the frequency. And I'm definitely going to start incorporating jobs. I know that there were just, Monica, I know we talked.
We lost her.
And things to kind of rework on like the pages and whatnot. But am I cutting out? Or
you're back. We got you now.
Okay, sorry. But yes, absolutely. I think something like this, I'm happy to do static posts. And then also I think stories will resonate really well because I can do the links right to the page where they can apply. So yes, I will work that into the calendar.
Okay. Let's try it. Yeah, let's work that into the social calendar. Meanwhile, Amanda, I'm trying to think. I did tell Josh about the 2 jobs that need to be removed. I can go on and do it too. I saw those in Asana and I pinged him about those again. But I'm going to add some of these other ones that have come my way recently and then see if I can get a link and add those to the website. And then I'm going to clean up the Asana procedure a bit to make sure that we have a task in there to tag Natalie and then to assign it to her content project. So then it'll appear basically sequential, like we could put a date of like when it should be posted by, and then she can post it anytime between the date that task goes live to like a deadline. So maybe, like a 2-week window so that Natalie can schedule it in accordingly. But I think that we have an opportunity. I mean, I know everyone's hiring and everybody's looking for someone, but if we could just help to spread the word and support, our supplier friends in the industry, I think it'd be a good service.
Yeah, and anywhere we can put it, so it's just multiple places that people can see it. Because, sometimes people don't go on websites anymore, especially
nobody's really
the younger generation.
Nobody's going to our website unless they're being driven to go to the website. And for that, we rely on social media. So we'll make sure that that gets incorporated into our strategy. Perfect. So on that subject, anything else, Amanda? Sorry.
Nope, that was all.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, reach out if you need anything to me or to Kate. I know that we had gone through Asana and, kind of getting more familiar with using that. It's, again, a great tool. I couldn't live without it now. So if you have any questions or problems, let us know. So jumping over to communications, Kelly, welcome to the team. I'm happy to introduce everyone officially to Kelly, who's our digital content manager. Kelly, do you want to share a little bit about where we are with our newsletter? And
Sure. So I don't have a ton to share as far as like stats or anything. I'll try to bring some more numbers for you guys next time. But our winter newsletter, so we just kind of wrapped January and February into one, is slated. We're hoping to go out later this week, but that's still a bit tentative. But so we'll have one go out in February, and then starting in March, we want to pick up with like a monthly cadence just to be a little more strategic. So we've gone through with the same format and just streamlined everything, made sure formatting was consistent from top to bottom, rearrange the content a little bit, and excited to see how it performs.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have Kelly on the team. She's not tooting her own horn enough, but she is a writer, and it's like long overdue that we have a writer in this position. So I'm very happy to have you, Kelly. Thank you so much already for like your keen eye to like update the formatting and the template, and I'm really excited for how that content's going to be distributed going forward. And you probably didn't see it yet, but I did respond to your email finally, but it was just a few minutes before this meeting. So I think we're on track for the newsletter to go out on February 9th.
Perfect. That sounds good.
I'll connect with you either if you have a few minutes after this or tomorrow, and we can kind of just quickly go through a couple things.
Perfect. I can stay on after. That's fine.
Okay, great. All right, Natalie, over to you for any
awesome. I'm going to
updates.
I'm going to be very quick just because I am on my phone. I'm about to pull into the airport, but Monica and I have had a few really great calls the last few months. I think we're in a really good place for social this year at MIT, really putting an emphasis on making the page aesthetically pleasing, but also not just putting out content to put out content and having there be a purpose behind everything. So as you'll see, or maybe you haven't seen already, but we've redone all of the Instagram highlights. So those are looking good. We also have our link tree in the bio. So that is where we are putting all new links whenever we have any networking events. There's also some standalone links in there, like join MIT, read our blog. So that's just kind of like a one-stop shop that everyone will be able to, land on. And when events have passed, we take down the link, but it's just a lot easier, by putting a link in the bio, not in the bio, in a caption, people can't click that. So it just doesn't really make sense. So the link tree has proven to work really well. And also, of course, just putting links in the stories too. But in terms of stats for January, I was just pulling some up. Apologies. Next time I will be on my laptop and be able to share my screen.
No, I know you're on vacation
Zoho
today, so thank you for.
But we're looking really good for January. We were up 64% with accounts reached last month. We engaged 200 accounts, which we were up 186%. Our best performing post was the TWA event that reached almost 1,200 people, which was amazing. And yeah, overall, we're just looking really good. We've been up in followers. So I think we're on track to have, a really great year ahead. And Monica and I discussed, we are going to make it a goal to hit 3,000 followers this year on our Instagram. So that's the goal we're setting. I see no reason why we can't hit it. But just based off of numbers over the past year and, things we have achieved each month, I think that's a realistic goal for us. And I see no reason why we won't surpass it, but we are on the road to 3,000. So that's my update.
Cool. Perfect. Thank you so much. And I know you're also in dual roles with media relations as well. Josh is, he's still in Cape Town, so he couldn't be with us on this call tonight, but with the anniversary coming up, he was wondering if, that's something that we could maybe do, like top 10 thing or like 10 things that he'll talk to you more about that, or maybe connect
for
with him
social,
about a potential or press release and social.
Yeah, I think it could definitely be it can be social posts. I think with anniversaries, especially something like 10 years, while it is in February, it could be something that's celebrated all year. So if we want to spread things out, and maybe it's like MIT's, in celebration of 10 years all year, something like that. And it kind of gives us more room to, be able to post more as it, coming through this year and kind of what we're doing to celebrate 10 years. But yeah, I think in terms of a press release, we can absolutely send one out. I don't think that necessarily has to go out in February. But we've been doing Kelly knows we've been doing anniversary stuff with clients in the past and even in my role now, and when you hit these milestones, it's easy to kind of group them in for the whole year. So
cool. Okay. And I was even saying, March is a good month maybe if we want to get more out there, because we have like some great events going on, and nobody other than probably me, Kate, and Josh remember that the anniversary is technically in February. So February 21st to be exact, but we could perhaps slate that for March, but we'll regroup on that. And please connect with Josh when you get a second, just to talk about that. Okay, thanks.
Awesome.
And then, okay. And then just one last communicate, and Natalie, I know if you have to hang up, go ahead, but just one last communication. Okay, one last communications related update. Tourism Australia and Destination New South Wales we've kind of been going back. They've been big supporters of us. They hosted our Virtuoso, our event that we had at Virtuoso Travel Week. And they're also hosting multiple events with our chapters, contributing up to $5,000 per event, which is huge. And so we're trying to find, different ways that we can partner with them. So we're going to have what will be, I think, like a social media campaign that'll also be featured in our newsletter to basically sign up to become a member of Millennials in Travel, complete the destination training program, which takes 90 minutes, and then they will be eligible to go on a FAM in May. So it's kind of like a partnership with them that also hopefully drive some membership and just some additional interest across our channels and their channels. So just something to keep in mind that'll be coming down the pipeline.
Yes. And I just thought of one more thing, Monica. Also, team, I'm going to be joining the next all chapter officer meeting, but I have gone in, we've revamped the social media takeover sheet. So I know there were a lot of social media links on that leadership page, but Monica's gone ahead, cleaned it up. We've revamped. So it's very self-explanatory. You land on either the Excel link for the sign up page. Every chapter is color coded, and then it takes you to the kind of takeover like guidelines page. So there should be no confusion now with logins. The logins right there, there's very specific guidelines and just kind of an overview of all different types of takeovers. So if you have a second, if you can take a look at that, it's linked on the leadership page, and I will be joining the chapter officer meeting just to go over that as well. But I know there was some confusion that document hadn't been touched in a while, so it is fully revamped and there should be no confusion.
All cleaned up now. Thank you, Natalie, for your help with that. Okay, just quickly, a few updates here from Josh. So yes, as we've mentioned multiple times, celebrating 10 years of Millennials in Travel. He's wondering if we can do top 10 amazing things that Millennials in Travel has done on social media. Natalie, I already mentioned that, so we'll talk about that when the time's right. And also over the next month, we've been strategizing on, goals for the organization for this year, for the next 5 years, and kind of what it looks like, where we are, where we want to go. And while I would have liked to have had all of this done before the start of the year, as we enter into a new year, we're, all kind of running a little bit behind and running crazy these days. So just be on the lookout for kind of, a communication coming up to leadership only to kind of get some feedback on potential goals, what your individual, as Natalie said, social media goals, Kate, we can talk about, do we want to try to, hit 4,000 members this year or whatever it might be. So different goals that we want to set for the organization. And we have, those kind of tentatively laid out, but those will be kind of fleshed out in the next month or so. I'm also working on an operating manual for millennials in travel that basically includes, everything we need to know about each of the positions, all of our processes, all of our procedures. And Josh is also fleshing out and developing bylaws. All of this is kind of coming together this month and next month. I don't have an update from Caroline on philanthropy and sustainability yet. I did talk with her. I know she apologized for missing meetings. She's been incredibly busy and has been traveling and had conflicts like all of us have, but she, sends her apologies and hopefully plans to be at the next meeting and is further finalizing the landing page on our responsible travel landing page. So hopefully we have more of an update from her soon, and Josh is in touch with her on that. Elizabeth, sorry, thank you for patiently waiting. I should not have to make you go last every time, but are you there? Do you have anything you'd like to share with us?
Yes. I know no, it's all good. I know I have some tasks in Asana that I need to take a look at. So that's on me this week. And then I can see on here reigniting talks with AFTA, and that you went to Virtuoso Forum and there was someone there.
There was. I've got her card here in a large stack of business cards next to my desk. So I'm going to find it and connect with her. And I think her role was like something like it would have been a good contact for us. It was like membership services. And we sat next to each other at lunch. I suggested the idea of, a discounted membership for ASTA for our membership. She said, absolutely. And then of course, this article came out just last week where we were featured alongside ASTA. So I think this is a good opportunity, a good time to pursue that one.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that we had discussed when we were talking about partnerships before, in terms of reciprocating membership discounts in some aspect. So
yeah, definitely. It could definitely be reciprocal. We could set it up, where we give them a promo code and they get $5 off of our membership, and they give whatever the amount needs to be to kind of make that reciprocal exchange of equal value. But I think that would be great, and it's just going to help cross promote across the two organizations.
Perfect. I will
let's touch base on it when you have some time. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm like actually here, not traveling, and knock on wood, I'm managing things, keeping my head above water. So this is a good time to work on things for me, if it's a good time for anyone else.
Great. Perfect.
All right, thanks. Just a quick update on technology. We don't have anyone in the technology position, but please still continue to tag technology in Asana for any tasks that are related to the website. Josh acknowledged that we do have a backlog of website edits that need to happen, like Amanda's job posts that need to come down and things like that. But we've also hired basically an admin assistant that's based in Cape Town, and we have him available to us for up to 15 hours a week, which is probably more than we need. But his skill set is limited in terms of what he can do. He's going to be working on some CRM database projects. He's also going to be going in, and any of our members, he's going to go on and make sure that Millennials in Travel Facebook and Instagram pages are following those members, so that we have that return follow happening. So his name is Nason, and he is working with Josh in Cape Town, and so he is available to us. So if there's any kind of admin tech things that you need help with, that you think for Millennials in Travel only, please let us know. He can be reached at admin@millennialsintravel.com. And that's it. Yeah. Last thing with Gen Z, you know, Derek unfortunately hasn't attended many of our calls and is sort of taken a step back. And so Josh and I, you know, discussed that it's probably not the best area to focus our limited time and energy to right now. So kind of just tabling the Gen Z project until that generation is kind of ready to actually step up and, you know, form its own organization. So if you don't see any updates on Gen Z, that's why we're just tabling it for now and focusing our efforts on other projects. That's it. If anyone has any questions, let me know, and I will remain online. Kelly, we can chat for a few minutes and I'll remain online for anything that you guys need. And thank you all so much for taking time to join me tonight. Have a good week.